Okay, Jeremy here, Jeeps Unlimited, PartsBreakers.com, 303-666-9020. Listing a beautiful, solid grade A, still going to be a little bit less than the other two we just put up, one of them which have sold. But that's not to say it's not as good. It just has a couple dings, more dings on it than the other one, mainly in this corner. So I'll get to all that. Couple things. I feel like I'm a broken record because I've been doing this for 21 years. And I'm on my third one today. And in 2 days, we're on, we just came back from the Southwest low, just picking these things up. Took us 10 months to find all these things. And then finally, once we got the full low, we went out, snatched them up, and came back. So there's a lot that goes into this. It may look like, oh, that's amazing, let's just do that. And I wish it was that easy. And maybe back in the day, it was a little easier, but it's still always kind of a difficult thing. I mean, at the end of the day, you got a mess. It's our, one man's junk is another man's treasure mess, but it is what it is. So I do these videos to give you an exact bird's eye view of exactly what you're buying. Under promise, over deliver. That is literally what we've always ran off of. And it's not just a line, I'm telling you, that is literally how we've been successful. And along the lines of, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Those are my kind of principles, my big ones in life. And then just respect, trust people. Respect is, what is that old thing? It's not given, it's earned. Something I'm trying to pass on to my kids. They're 5 and 18, 20 months now. Very little ones. We started a little late in life. So anyway, so this is a late model YJ tub. Now, from 1987 to 1995, they are the same height, the same width, the same length. All the mounts for the tub to the frame are identical. And even the firewall is pretty much identical. I mean, they don't really change much on that side of things. There might be a couple different holes, but everything will bolt on for you without much effort. I just put one up. It was an early one, so you can kind of look at that one. But we also have frame, this is tub. So tub comparison videos on our website, as well as frame comparison. And there's little nuances. The main thing on a late to an early, and I haven't had a late in a while, is the firewall is got, and I always try to describe this even though it's all over our website. If you look, the mounts for your battery tray, okay, on the later ones such as this, the battery itself runs parallel to the firewall. So the mass, I think this is why they changed it. The mass of the battery is closest to the firewall. Now, I don't know if that's why they did it or not, but on the early tubs, it sits parallel to your fenders, and so it sticks out a little bit more. And it's easy to change. This one's got studs. The old one's got bolts. So you can, flip them around if you want to go that way. The easiest way to do it if you don't care is just, if you happen to have an early tub or putting this on an early tub, get a late bracket. Now it'll take care of it. But if you want it to be as they look in the hood, you'd have to have somebody that really knows what they're looking for to see it. But again, it is something. It's why we do these videos. I want you to see it as if you're standing here next to me. Okay, so grade A, it is, I've already washed the top to bottom, got the hot seat out. It had a lot of dirt on it, which, guys, there's good dirt and there's bad dirt. The good dirt is the stuff that we find in the Southwest. Doesn't have salt in it, doesn't have brine, any other crap, right? And the reason I like it, and obviously it can be overdone, and it can even cause rust if it gets too bad. But in the case of this one, it had just the right amount that helped preserve everything. And so there's literally not a spot of rust on this tub. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful tub. You'll be very impressed with it. Trust me on that. And you can look back on our history and see how many of these that we've done over the years. And really, that speaks volumes in itself. So without further ado, let's go over it. Okay, I already see a spot of dirt I missed in there. So that's how finicky I am, and I don't like seeing that. So when I get done the video, I'll rinse it back off just because, and then it'll get, dirty or dusty sitting here waiting for transport. So on that note, transport does leave this time of year. We run a transportation to the East Coast. So that's Midwest, East Coast, every 3 weeks. Okay. And that's give or take, truck problems, whatnot. But usually if you catch us on the beginning of that, you'll wait 3 to 4 weeks to get it, 3 weeks to get it out, 4 weeks to deliver it, which is amazing. I mean, it's freaking amazing, especially for the prices that we do our loads with, our hotshot loads. So, and if you catch us at the very end, literally I've had those guys be loading trailers, getting cells and tubs, frames delivered within 3 or 4 days of ordering them. So people are always surprised by it. I love doing it. It's not something we get to do always, but it is cool when it happens out that way. So again, firewall is absolutely cherry. And what I was talking about is here, you can see, it's just dirty. It's just got dirt here. You can even see the green showing up there. It is a green tub. And again, I'll get that cleaned and take I'll re-photo that at the end. So you go through the photos and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm just OCD with that stuff. It's what I enjoy doing this, okay? Windshield frame to your tub. This is an area that likes to rust. Clearly, there's no rust here. The cowl, okay, beautiful. No hail damage, that's a big deal, right? You buy things out of Texas. You can get some clean stuff down there, but everything's got hail damage. And hail damage is a little bit unique to fix. It's not very easy and it's usually very costly, okay? The mounts, which has still got this is the little insulator that goes to the windshield hinge. Okay, there's some pieces there. That's all from that. And there's just, I hope it didn't kill my video right there. My wife's calling me. So you can see beautiful, no rust there, nice clean. And the other thing I like to see when I say nice and clean and straight is that somebody hasn't been in here, broken a bolt, and then been prying on this, because they'll get all dented up and out of whack. So super clean there. Okay, there's little things like this, and this is one of the reasons that it's just an A, not an A+. Little things, okay, something you probably want to fill in or put something else here or cover it or whatever you do. Somebody put something there, who knows what it was, but they drilled into it to do it. Sometimes Jeep owners are kind of aggravating to me like that. I mean, that's not what I like to see. This one too, this is probably an antenna, and they had another antenna here. Now I normally pull all this stuff, I missed this one, but it's just on there with Phillips, and it is in the factory location of your antenna, so this one will actually be hidden if they did change anything on it by your antenna, okay? But it is there, okay? And then one other thing, I made it a note to bring this up in the early ones, because every one we've done that's been even the early or the late had holes on the bottom, okay? Factory holes for the side steps that a lot of these had, whether it was a Laredo, a Renegade, just the sport package with the Facade flare / step, they all had it. So it's not a bad thing to have, and it's almost on all of them, because we get a lot of them with them in. But it's really cool when you get one that doesn't have them. And for the guys out here who are running that, it's way easier to drill into, and you can literally mock it up with your existing flare. It's that easy to have it, okay? But to not use it and have those holes there, it's a totally different thing. So again, not a big deal, but it's nice if the one guy is like, hey, I don't run those, or I don't even have that kind of Jeep. Mine don't have flares there, or doesn't have the factory steps, and I don't want to have to worry about anything. So nice clean side like that is really nice to see. It's been painted black inside, but it's just paint. It's not a liner. So we do get them with liners, and it drives me crazy. Oh shit, something bit me. Got stung or something. I don't know if you see me do the little dancer, it hit me right in the back of the knee. There's a ton of wasps out here right now. So, and of course my phone's getting hot, so that's not helping. Anyway, I'm sure I'm going to fill that here shortly. If I have something up my pants or something, let's see, make sure I didn't try. I had one get up my pants one year. I'll tell you what, I think my employees thought I was absolutely insane. I was running around slapping myself and trying to get the thing out, and it got me about 11 times all the way up to my groin, and it was talk about excruciating pain. It was awful. So, okay, sorry, I didn't mean to get off track there, but made me move quick. So anyway, so that's that. So yeah, not a liner on the inside. We got to deal with what we got to deal with sometimes, but it's nice seeing without a liner. So not sure why they did it, but it's not a bad thing. I mean, you still got the factory paint underneath it. So if you want to go back to green, if you care, then by all means, okay? It's got a couple extra holes, and that's, again, this one doesn't have, it's got a dinged up corner on it, okay, which is very common here and here. Perfectly, I'll flip it up on his butt here in a second. You can see, I guess it's not his butt, his belly. I'll flip it up on the side so you can see his belly, and you'll see that you can easily fix that. So that's not I wouldn't even see, I mean it's perfect till about here, and then you start getting into this area down here, which is where the dent actually is. But it's accessible, and that's a big deal. Can you get into it? Is it boxed in? This one is clean. This corner is awesome. And again, I'm losing my train of thought here. But the couple extra little holes that we've been finding on this thing is really, otherwise this would have been an A+. And really doesn't matter as far as the cost goes. It's not a much difference, but there's a little bit of savings there. We understand. We try to address that. So, okay, so that takes care of your main damage is the dent, and then you got these extra holes where they might have had speakers or an armrest or who knows what. Okay, but big important things besides the belly side, the feet to your roll bar, absolutely perfect, super clean, no rust in there. Okay, oxidation, okay, but smooth, no rot, no surface rust. And then you got this side also clean. There's one stud, plenty of material there to remove it that will need to be extracted. And that's pretty easy to do. And if you want us to do it, we can do it. Stepped in my clean tub. Okay, ignore my footprints. I mean, again, a week, it's gonna get dusty, it is what it is. But while I'm doing this part, it is something I take a lot of pride in. So anyway, okay, the floorboard's solid. Again, you got a little browning in the metal. This is nice and smooth though. No surface rust. That's the big thing. No layering, oxidation. Okay, browning, just bare metal. So cover it back up and be on your way. Or if you're painting it, then there you go. The tunnel is still on this one. We usually pull these, the little cover here. I don't really care. You can have this one. Normally we do sell these separate. And then lastly, the seat bracket mounts. They're always cracked. Okay, I'm going to show you. Here's 1 and 2. And then 3 and 4, and it usually is this guy and this guy, and this one maybe a little bit. This one definitely has it here, and it's on almost every tub, even our A+s. And the way it happens is just low, poor maintenance. This one is even a little bit, I think, on this side. Okay, corner, that one's okay, that one's okay, that one's good. So what happens is this is just metal and it's fairly thin here. The seat bracket's here. As you goose it and brake, it slowly starts moving the metal and the bolt gets loose. And instead of fixing it, it exasperates it because now you have a gap here and it's lifting and kind of almost like a thud here. And so it starts cracking. It's unfortunate they weren't really beefed up here to begin with. If you're worried about it, fix it. If you're really worried about it, put a plate here. Okay, you can run a little plate here and it doesn't do anything. You can space this and this. Okay, you don't have to do it on both sides. You don't have to do, you can literally just do it in the area. You can put some fender washer. There's lots of things here, but just know that even if you fix it, if you don't maintain tightening this bolt every once in a while, and I'm talking like once a year, it's going to do it again. So just keep that in mind. Okay, I'm going to put the phone down real quick and pause it so that I can do the underside of it. Okay, I got to lift it up for that. I'm going to be quick because last time I got here, the phone got too hot and timed out on me. So there's 10 total mounts on the bottom, and I always count them off for my sake and for yours. Okay, no cracking, nice clean, no rust. 1, look how clean these are. 2, 3, oh, just absolutely beautiful. 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember these 2 are the ones that are hidden underneath your gas tank skid. 8 and 9. And last but definitely not least, 10. Okay, now no cracking, beautiful. Look how stingy they got on the underlayment. Okay, this black color you see here, looks like a liner, it is. And on the early tubs, they do a pretty good job coating them. And on the later tubs, I guess it was Chrysler then, was probably going through something financial because they got really cheap and they skipped out on it. So it's barely on there. Folks, one of the best ways you can improve when you're doing your tub swap to improve your overall ride quality, whether it be sound or insulation for heat or AC, is to get this covered and get it covered better than this one is. This is factory. Nobody's messed with this. This is how they are. But they just didn't. I mean, you got a little bit here, you got a little bit here. I mean, you know, the guys either they were running low on money or somebody got really lazy in the later years. So I always point it out because if you look at the early tubs and go back and look at some of the ones I just put up, those were all the early tubs and they did a pretty good job. I even said you could add to that, but this one is like paper thin. Not a big deal. I know it's a tub, and maybe for your sake, if you're going to be sandblasting it, again, maybe for your sake, this one works better for your desire because it's not going to take much to get through this stuff. You don't really need to get through it. There's nothing underneath it. I mean, prep it and recoat it is what I would do, but to each his own. You want to spend the money and have them do the whole thing, then do it, okay? I didn't really address the little dings and door dings and whatnot because there's always going to be some of that. Not a ton, but when I get up on its side, I can see the reflections and everything. And this is, again, how thorough I am. Maybe a little bit there, one there, real minor. Some of these are factory. Some of that's factory where the spot welds are. You can see spot welds here. And got a little one right there. That one you can probably see, pick up in the film. And this one, I heard that wasp again. Be running for the hills if it happens again. Okay, so that's it. Beautiful, okay? So, again, it's gonna be an A grade with, now here's what I was gonna show you. You know, look how nice that corner, I mean, it's got a little door, a little ding right there, but corner's overall good. And then you got this one here, and it's got a pretty good ding. So, my wife started calling me. Sorry, lost my train of thought again. This one, look, you can get to it here, bang it out. No harm, no foul. It didn't get into the seam at all. This is a really easy corner to fix. Push this in, bang that out there, call it good. A body guy can fix it, no problem. I'm not trying to, you know, in that area, I'm not trying to not address it. We are pricing it differently because of it, but it's insignificant compared to when you get a corner that's absolutely folded in and it gets into this boxed area, which just is beautiful. It's straight, clean, no rust. When it gets into that area, now you're talking major surgical work there to get into those. Same with these, you know, these start rotting out. This is a very integrated part of the tub. This is probably the most integrated. This one's real hard to do because it's totally boxed in here. And this one's easiest to do. So, okay. Questions, comments, concerns, 303-666-9020. Keep in mind our website, PartsBreakers.com. There's going to be a change on that here soon. Not that website name, that'll always be there. But we are about to launch our site here probably in the next couple weeks, so excited about that. Another site, probably the 15th one we've done in 20 years. So lots of money, unfortunately. Hopefully this is the last. I always say that. This one I did myself, so if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself sometimes. I was tired of paying people that would come up. They were great people, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, it's just some of my, now I know the limitation because I'm doing it. So, all right, that's it. Thanks a lot.